Hi, I'm going to quickly introduce you to the most secure VPN service I've found after several years looking around at all the alternatives. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction to the one I use, and it's called Identity Cloaker, okay? And in my opinion, it's the most secure VPN service you can get. But I know other people are looking around in this market, and there's one point I should raise right at the beginning. And you should ask this of any service provider you go with for a VPN, and that's about logging. Now, normally all your data and what you do is logged at your ISP, so they have logs of what websites you visit, emails you send, and stuff like that. When you start using an encrypted VPN, the onus then kind of moves to your VPN provider and what logs they are, because the ISP logs are irrelevant then because they're all encrypted. So you should ask, what logging do they do? This is very important because there's no use using a secure service if you find all your data and what you do is logged in a different place that's easily accessible. Okay, this is what Identity Cloaker do as far as logs go. Again, you should ask whoever you decide to use. Basically, they don't store any data about the websites you visit, emails you send, or the place what you download. They don't store anything like that. It's instantly deleted. So there's no records at all about you went to Facebook for half an hour or anything like that. Forget that. There's nothing on the servers at all. In fact, no user data is transmitted. You send emails using the VPN or download, upload files. There's no data there. What they do store, and this is to do with EU privacy laws, is the amount of data it's stored. So if you downloaded 10 gigs worth of data, that would be recorded, and that you use the VPN service of this company. This is stored for 6 months and then it's deleted automatically. So that's all the logs they have of you. You should check what your VPN provider, or if you're looking at somebody, ask them what they do with logs. It's really important. Okay, now I'm going to give you a quick look round Identity Cloaker to show you some of the security features and why I think it's one of the most secure. Okay, here's the Identity Cloaker PC software, okay? You can use Identity Cloaker with other programs as well. You can use them on tablets and your Android phone and stuff like that, but the PC is the most secure. Okay, it's got all the features here. So you can see here we've got all the different VPN servers. Now these are useful if you want to bypass geo-blocking. So you want to watch the BBC abroad and you're in Spain, stuff like that, or you want to watch US TV and you get blocked. These are important to have a wide cross-section of different servers that you can use. So if there's Australia, US, Canada, loads of UK ones, loads of US ones, Swiss, Russian, stuff like that. There are some providers with more countries than this, but I found it was important to have lots of fast ones rather than just a huge number of servers in different places. If you're to do with security, having secure servers is kind of more important than having thousands of them all over the place. And of course, speed. Speed is vital. I use only the security side. I also use the geo-blocking thing. So, for instance, I use the UK servers, and you'll notice that there's lots and lots of UK servers because lots of people use it to watch the BBC. It's not advertised, but it's used for that as well. If you're really into security, there's a good feature here. You can actually get the Identity Cloaker to switch between servers. You just select a proxy from any country, something like that, and you can get it to switch every 1, 2, 5, 10 minutes. So that means you're switching your IP address every few minutes from that. Obviously, highly secure. It's much more difficult to detect that you're using a VPN or a proxy if your IP switches all the time. If you don't, people will see that there's one IP address you go to all the time, and you can kind of surmise that a proxy or a VPN is being used. There is a slight delay when it switches servers, so you'll see a little stutter in it, but it is very, very secure if you use that and switch every 2 minutes, whatever. I sometimes have it just sort of every 20 minutes just to switch my connection around. You can also do it just to go through specific countries. Obviously, you're going to get a bit more of a lag if you're in the US and you switch to an Australian VPN server or something like that. So just bear that in mind. If you just want to switch, you can switch between your local country if you like. Okay, moving along, here's the encryption level. Identity Cloaker allows you to move this little slider here to either disable or have the maximum strength of encryption. I generally leave it on the maximum. It uses AES, so it is very, very secure. It's the same encryption algorithm that the US military use. If you're not concerned about encryption, say you're just using it to download a movie or stream a movie from Hulu, turn the encryption off if you're not want to hide any of your data. Okay, but when you put it on none, remember all the traffic is visible like a normal internet connection would be when you've got it on none. Quickly moving on, some of the settings here. What Identity Cloaker does allow you to do is to switch between different applications. So you can actually encrypt use the VPN for one web browser and have another browser that's not used, or the same with email clients or different messengers. You can control what is encrypted and what isn't encrypted. Sometimes you don't want to route a particular web browser through the VPN. This allows you to keep the VPN up, but work outside it when you like. It's very useful. So you could just pick, say, use Firefox for all your secure browsing and just leave Google Chrome unencrypted, something like that. Up to your choice. There are some more settings here. They're quite advanced stuff here, but you can actually redirect your cloaking. Identity Cloaker uses a non-standard port to set up the VPN tunnel, so it's not detected. So it's if you're using in place like Iran or China, you want to make sure that your VPN isn't detected. You can sort of tweak these settings to make it look a bit more, bit less like a VPN, if you like. Okay, and here's the speed test, and another little feature here is local proxy. Sometimes if you want to use the VPN through in a corporate or an academic environment where you have to go through a central proxy server, in those situations they won't accept connections outside this local proxy. Identity Cloaker, I think, is pretty much unique, allowing you to piggyback that internal proxy, so encrypt your connection and send it out through the work proxy server. So it'll go through that, but your data will still be protected because it's encrypted and it's using the VPN tunnel. That's all. I don't want to go on too long there, but I hope that's given you an example of some of the settings within Identity Cloaker and why I think it's the most secure VPN service you can get. If you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to try and answer them. Just stick them in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.